Welcome to FinanceFeeds podcasts. FinanceFeeds is the world's premier interactive Forex industry news source, providing the latest insights and current affairs from within the online trading industry worldwide. Enjoy our latest podcast episode. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to FinanceFeeds podcasts. On this episode, I'm joined by Peter Voorneveld, who's Senior Account Executive at Amazon Web Services. He specializes in brokers. Peter, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you very much, Nicola. It's a real pleasure and honor to be on your podcast.
Likewise, I am very glad that we get a chance to speak. For those people in our audience who might not be familiar with you, can you talk a little bit about your professional background and your regional role at Amazon Web Services?
Absolutely, Nicola. So my personal professional journey has been a blend of entrepreneurship, talent management, and technology transformation. I started my international career early working in STEM staffing and entrepreneurship, which provided me with strong skills in enterprise growth and relationship building. And in 2020, I joined Amazon Web Services for the Benelux region, bringing a unique perspective that wasn't initially technical, but more focused on translating business potential. So in my current role at AWS, it is multifaceted and deeply strategic. I primarily interface with C-level executives in the CFD brokerage space, working to understand their specific business objectives and translate these into tailored AWS technical solutions. So this involves acting as a strategic advisor, navigating through the vast AWS service ecosystem to identify precisely which technologies can accelerate their business goals. My approach is fairly comprehensive. I help IT departments set up proof of concepts, sponsor technology testing, and facilitate migrations and further optimizations into the cloud. So when more technical depth is required, I collaborate closely with AWS solution architects, specialized technical account managers. Additionally, I work closely together with financial services industry experts and service-specific business development managers. We're uniquely positioned because AWS innovates based on customer needs. So approximately 90% of our innovations stem directly from customer requests. So personally, I specialize in supporting CFD retail brokers across Southeast and Eastern Europe. This is one of the fastest growing regions for AWS. And according to Mordor Intelligence, this market is projected to grow globally at 12% year on year until at least 2028. And the critical part of my role involves helping customers navigate complex migrations, addressing cost concerns through specialized AWS programs that can offset migration expenses. And on average, we see customers reducing infrastructure costs by around 40% after modernizing with AWS native services. My focus extends to critical areas like cost optimization, leveraging generative AI, improving platform latency, and enhancing reliability, which is particularly crucial for regulated entities like CFD brokers. The e-brokers landscape is experiencing a remarkable transformation at the moment. The market is increasingly competitive with traditional brokerages and online platforms competing intensely. So key growth drivers include zero commission trading in Europe and the US, rapid digitalization in emerging markets like Brazil and Mexico, and high smartphone adoption in the APAC region, making digital investment platforms more accessible. So in summary, my professional path has been about continuous learning, adaptability, and seeing technology as an enabler of business transformation.
Wow, that's very, very impressive, Peter. I think we have a lot to discuss today. So to disclose to everyone listening, Peter and I met at the Finance Magnates Awards Gala recently. And when you and I met there, I was surprised to hear all the valuable tools and services that AWS has to offer for retail brokerages today. I wanted to ask you if you can give our audience a broad overview of these services that the decision makers that you speak to on a daily basis can take advantage of for their companies.
Absolutely, Nikolai. And let me start out by saying it was a real honor to speak at the Finance Magnates Awards Gala, as well as being the judge on the voting committee alongside yourself. It was a memorable event, and I want to thank the organizers again for allowing us to be a part of that. So please allow me to answer your question by illustrating a public case study that we published with broker Deriv. Deriv is a global online trading platform which faced critical challenges in scaling and maintaining performance across international markets. And their strategic partnership with AWS became a turning point in their technological evolution. So by implementing a cloud-native approach using Amazon ECS and a multi-region deployment, Deriv achieved remarkable business outcomes. Some of them are that they achieved a 50% reduction in infrastructure costs. They improved system reliability. They were able to do feature deployment faster than before. And in general, it enhanced their global performance. And to dive a little bit deeper into this, but by the way, this is a case study that is publicly available if you Google it. AWS CloudFormation enabled Deriv to manage infrastructure as code, transforming technological complexity into a strategic advantage. So the microservices architecture allowed unprecedented flexibility, enabling the platform to adapt rapidly to market demands. And this wasn't just a technology migration, it's a blueprint for digital innovation in financial trading. AWS provides more than infrastructure. It offers a pathway to operational excellence, allowing businesses to focus on their core mission of serving customers. So for CFD brokerages and financial platform, the message is clear. Cloud technology is no longer optional. It's a critical lever for competitive differentiation and business growth. And then coming back to your original question, for CFD brokerages, AWS offers a comprehensive suite of services designed to enhance performance, reduce latency, and drive innovation. And there are a couple of points to this. So first off, with our strategic global infrastructure, we provide placement within 108 availability zones across 34 geographic regions, allowing brokerages to deploy infrastructure closer to their customers and significantly reduce network latency. So our infrastructure is frequently used by CFD brokers to deploy MetaTrader trade server proxies close to their customers, obviously to reduce latency. And then we have a service called AWS Direct Connect, which enables secure, dedicated network connections from Equinix data centers directly to your infrastructure, be it in the cloud or on-premise. And this ensures reliable and high-performance connectivity with liquidity and pricing providers. Then we have AWS Global Accelerator, which leverages an extensive global network with over 200 points of presence around the world. And among other things, it offers UDP, TCP acceleration for mobile applications, ensuring that your traders experience consistently low latency connections. And then leveraging our extensive migration expertise, we provide robust data warehousing and analytics solutions that enable data-driven decision-making. And building on our continuous innovation, our latest Graviton 4 processors deliver up to 30% better performance compared to the previous Graviton 3 generation, with 50% more cores and 75% more memory bandwidth, helping customers reduce infrastructure costs while improving computational efficiency. And then expanding on our AI capabilities with, for example, Amazon SageMaker, which now offers over 380 capabilities. Brokerages can, for example, pre-process tick data, develop predictive models, and gain sophisticated market insights with this machine learning technology. And also our service Amazon Bedrock, where customers can create regulation-compliant AI-powered customer interfaces that adapt to their specific compliance requirements, because it encompasses the largest number of large language models available via API. And then we have a contact center innovation, when Amazon Connect is a service that allows companies to transform customer service by integrating generative AI capabilities that provide real-time, knowledge-based driven support for service representatives. So summarizing, our commitment to innovation continues to drive these advanced solutions, helping CFD brokers stay at the cutting edge of technological transformation.
Great. Wow, that's quite a lot of different products and services. It sounds really exciting to me. And I appreciate the fact that you also have a technological background, so you can probably talk shop with decision makers on the details of all of these things. So if anybody listening has any questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out to Peter. We'll have a link to Peter's LinkedIn profile on the highlights article on FinanceFeeds. Peter, you just mentioned the era of having your infrastructure be physically housed somewhere. I think we're done with those days, right? Cloud is now a piece of technology that must be used. And when you and I spoke previously, I mentioned the emergence of institutional brokers in countries like the United States, some of them moving all components of their offering into the cloud, the trading infrastructure, settlement, reporting, and other things like that. What's your take on the evolution of cloud-based computing, specifically for the retail CFD brokerage industry? And do you think the industry will ever be completely cloud-based?
We're living in interesting times. Let's put it like this, Nikolai. The migration of institutional brokers to the cloud is actually part of a broader trend that we're seeing across industries. And at AWS, we have observed that cloud adoption is accelerating, driven by several key factors. So if you take, for example, Trading Point, they are well known for their brands xm.com and trading.com, and they are also a public reference of Amazon Web Services. They leveraged AWS to completely redesign its technological infrastructure by migrating to Amazon EC2 and implementing a robust cloud architecture. They achieved a 40% reduction in infrastructure costs and dramatically improved global trading performance. Their ability to scale resources dynamically became a critical competitive advantage. And then you have Windsor Brokers, also a public reference of AWS based in Cyprus. And their story is similar. They were facing challenges with legacy infrastructure, and therefore they utilized AWS CloudFormation and Amazon S3 to create a more resilient, secure trading environment. And the result was a 99.99% platform availability and significantly reduced operational complexity. And all of the case studies that I mentioned currently are all publicly available. You can Google them or search them however you want. And then we have Nasdaq. Nasdaq's cloud adoption is particularly compelling because by leveraging AWS's high performance computing capabilities, they transformed market data processing, enabling faster, more efficient trading analytics. The cloud became their platform for innovation, allowing real-time market insights and enhanced decision-making capabilities. And then we have FXGT, also based in Cyprus, and their case further reinforces this trend. Their cloud migration enabled global expansion, which improved latency, enhanced security, and the ability to rapidly deploy new features across multiple markets. So these aren't isolated examples. They represent a systemic shift in financial technology. And for retail brokerages, cloud migration is moving from a theoretical possibility to a strategic necessity. That being said, AWS provides more than just infrastructure. It offers a comprehensive ecosystem for digital transformation. And the future of financial trading isn't just cloud-based. We believe it's cloud-native with innovation, scalability, and performances as the new industry standard. So our latest statistics show that AWS now supports over 200 fully featured services across compute, storage, databases, networking, analytics, machine learning, and security. And this comprehensive ecosystem is precisely what enables financial institutions to move entire operational infrastructures to the cloud. And for brokers specifically, our cloud infrastructure offers unprecedented advantages. With already previously mentioned 108 availability zones across 34 geographical regions, we provide the global reach and redundancy, which is critical for trading, settlement, and reporting systems. Our security credentials are also compelling. We support 143 security standards and compliance certifications, including PCI DSS, HIPAA, FedRAMP, and of course GDPR. So regarding complete cloud migrations, our data suggests it's not just a possibility, but it's an inevitability. So in 2023, we introduced 3,410 new capabilities, continuously reducing technological barriers. Our previously mentioned Graviton processors, which deliver up to 40% better price performance, and our database migration services, which have now helped migrate over 1,250,000 databases, are making cloud transitions increasingly attractive and seamless. And the momentum towards cloud adoption is clear. Technological barriers are continuously being reduced, making cloud migrations increasingly attractive. So advanced processes and migration technologies are making cloud transitions increasingly seamless. And to finalize, the retail brokers are already following institutional brokers, driven by cost efficiency, scalability, and advanced technologies. And now with AI and machine learning becoming integral to financial services, the cloud isn't just an option, it's becoming the standard infrastructure for financial operation.
Great. Peter, I wanted to ask, I think you briefly touched upon this already, but specifically price movement in the markets and data, and market data, which there always seems to be a lot of it, or there's a necessity for lots of market data for brokers. Can you explain a little bit more in detail how Amazon Web Services helps CFD brokers maximize their data flow, and maybe some practical examples of how things like server locations have improved operations for brokers?
Yeah. In the high stakes world of CFD trading, speed and low latency are, of course, absolutely critical. So AWS is purpose built to address these requirements with innovative infrastructure and compute technologies. As an example, AWS Global Accelerator, which I mentioned before, emerges as a game-changing service for mobile trading applications. By optimizing UDP and TCP traffic routing, which are network communication methods used for mobile applications, we've demonstrated the ability to reduce latency by double-digit milliseconds. So for mobile trading platforms where every millisecond counts, this translates to significantly improved user experience and more responsive trading environments. And a compelling real-world example comes from a CFD broker based out of Cyprus, who was experiencing significant mobile application performance issues in Vietnam. Their users were frustrated with poor application responsiveness, which was directly impacting customer satisfaction and potentially threatening their market expansion in that region. So by developing a proof of concept using AWS Global Accelerator, we leveraged an existing AWS point of presence in Vietnam, and the solution strategically routed traffic via the AWS backbone, ensuring that the majority of the network trip occurred on AWS's private optimized network instead of the public internet. Only the last mile of network routing would go through the local ISP. And the result was transformative, as it reduced the application's latency from seconds to 200 milliseconds, shifting user perception from frustration to enthusiasm. And this was the source of the customer dissatisfaction. And it actually became a smooth, responsive trading experience after this. So this case illustrates how targeted technological intervention can turn a potential business challenge into a competitive advantage, demonstrating the tangible business impact of AWS's network technology. And I have a second example, and this is a compelling example coming from a large global CFD broker operating across African markets. By implementing Amazon Direct Connect and leveraging local zones from AWS, they achieved a remarkable reduction in network latency between Johannesburg and Lagos, which they were expanding into. And they were bringing the connection times down to just 75 milliseconds. And this strategic infrastructure placement demonstrates the tangible business impact of AWS's network technologies. So technologies like Global Accelerator, Direct Connect, and AWS local zones also allow compute resources to be placed closer to exchange data centers and therefore optimize the CFD broker's connection to pricing and liquidity providers. And AWS also develops its own processing technology, which represents a significant leap forward. Graviton4 processors, as mentioned before, are not just an incremental improvement, but a transformative technology that outperforms traditional x86 processors in many critical workloads. So on average, Graviton4 is 30% faster than Graviton3, with specific workloads seeing dramatic improvements, like 40% faster for database applications and 45% faster for large Java applications. And compared to non-AWS processors, Graviton4 offers superior performance per watt, delivering up to 50% better energy efficiency. And for compute-intensive applications, typical in financial trading, this translates to not just faster processing, but also lower infrastructure costs and reduced environmental impact. So for CFD brokers, this means faster data processing, more responsive trading systems, and the potential for up to 40% cost savings on computational infrastructure. The processes are purpose-built for cloud-native applications, ensuring optimal performance in dynamic trading environments. But beyond raw processing powers, we've developed specialized networking technologies. So our elastic network adapter and elastic fabric adapter provide high throughput, low latency networking. And some of our advanced instances can deliver up to 100 Gbps networking, which is crucial for real-time data analytics and trading platforms. Our continuous investment in machine learning tools is transforming how brokers approach data and predictive analytics. And by democratizing advanced AI capabilities, we're enabling financial services to develop sophisticated predictive models with tangible business outcomes. The previously mentioned Amazon SageMaker, which is our end-to-end machine learning platform, allows brokers to build, train, and deploy models 10 times faster than traditional approaches. And our pre-trained AI services can reduce model development time by up to 70%, while providing scalable solutions that handle complex trading data environments. For instance, our machine learning tools have demonstrated the ability to improve predictive trading model accuracy by up to 35%, reduce real-time data processing latency by 40%, and enable more sophisticated risk management strategies. So we're not just providing technology, we're creating an ecosystem where brokers can transform data into actionable insights. And by lowering the barriers to advanced analytics, we're helping financial services move from reactive to predictive decision-making. And this transformative approach is the essence of the AWS Partner Network, which is a cloud innovation ecosystem designed to accelerate digital transformation. Our global network of partners represents more than just technology providers, they're strategic enablers of cloud-powered business innovation. And then we have the AWS Marketplace, which sits at the heart of this ecosystem, offering a curated platform of over 8,000 validated software solutions that help businesses rapidly deploy and scale cutting-edge technologies. And with around $1.5 billion in annual contract value, we're not just selling software, we're democratizing access to enterprise-grade cloud solutions. Now, partners are rigorously validated experts who understand that cloud isn't just about technology placement, but business reinvention. They bring specialized expertise across industries, helping organizations leverage cloud, not just as an infrastructure solution, but as a strategic transformation platform. And the impact is clear. 90% of Fortune 100 companies are already leveraging AWS partners, driving a 33% year-over-year growth in partner-driven innovations. We're creating more than a marketplace. We're building a collaborative ecosystem that turns technological potential into business performance. And by connecting advanced cloud capabilities with deep industry expertise, we're helping businesses do more than adopt new technologies. We're empowering them to reimagine what's actually possible. And the result is not just faster technologies, but a fundamentally transformative approach for financial trading infrastructure, driven by customer-centric innovation and cutting-edge machine learning capabilities.
That's great, Peter. Thank you so much. What new solutions does Amazon Web Services have in the pipeline for CFD brokerages for next year and beyond?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. Well, we've just had our annual technology event, which is called reInvent. And at reInvent, this is every year we hold this in Las Vegas. And at reInvent, we had many new services and solutions that were presented. The vast list of what has been released is a bit too much to discuss in this podcast. It's easy for people to look this up. But in general, as we look towards the future of financial technology, our innovation strategy continues to evolve to meet the emerging needs of the CFD brokerages. And our approach is rooted in technological advancement and customer-centric innovation. So several emerging technologies are particularly promising for CFD brokers. One of them is generative AI. So we're exploring advanced AI capabilities that could revolutionize risk management, customer interaction, and predictive analytics for financial services. And a powerful example of AWS's AI capabilities in the financial services is again Nasdaq and Nasdaq's sustainable lens solution. It's using Amazon Bedrock and AWS Lambda, with which Nasdaq has built a serverless AI AI-powered ESG analysis tool that helps customers efficiently process vast amounts of sustainability-related documents and data. And this solution enables financial institutions to automate ESG document analysis that previously required extensive manual effort, quickly benchmarking, of course, against competitors, and also to assess regulatory compliance and to monitor real-time sustainability trends. And through this implementation, Nasdaq demonstrates how AWS's generative AI services can transform complex financial data analysis while maintaining scalability and cost efficiency. Then, second point to that is our advanced compute. So I mentioned a little bit of it already. Our processor development roadmap continues to push performance boundaries, hinting at increasingly powerful computational capabilities. And compelling case here is FINRA, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, which utilizes AWS to create a comprehensive anti-fraud platform. And by leveraging our high-performance computing and machine learning services, they've developed advanced anomaly detection systems that process massive amounts of trading data in real time. And then machine learning. Our expanding AI and machine learning toolsets are developing more sophisticated tools for trading and risk modeling. Trading Point is an excellent illustration. By implementing Trading Point, as mentioned, is xm.com and trading.com. By implementing AWS machine learning services, they've enhanced their predictive analytics capabilities, enabling more accurate market trend analysis and risk assessment. And then the global infrastructure that we discussed. Our network expansion strategy, you were talking about regions and areas where maybe there's not so much coverage. So our network expansion strategy focuses on reducing latency and improving global reach. And we are actually adding new regions to our network. And in this case, again, Windsor Brokers showcases the power of our global infrastructure, because by strategically utilizing AWS global zones, they've dramatically improved their cross-border trading performance, reducing latency and enhancing global market access. And then security and compliance. We're developing increasingly robust solutions for regulated financial environments. FXGT, also previously mentioned, demonstrates our advanced security capabilities, because through AWS's comprehensive security services, they've implemented multi-layer protection strategies, ensuring robust compliance and data protection across complex regulatory. So while the exact landscape of 2025 remains dynamic, our customer-driven approach and our consistent track record of innovation, with introducing over 3,000 new capabilities every year, suggests that CDF brokerages can expect transformative technologies that enhance performance, reduce cost, and create competitive advantages. But our commitment goes beyond technology. We're creating an ecosystem that empowers financial services to reimagine what's possible, turning technological potential into tangible business outcomes.
Great. Peter, my last question to my guest is always a personal one. I think now you are based in Greece, if I'm not mistaken. But previously you lived in Brussels and I believe in Germany as well. Can you share some personal insights on the differences in life and culture in all of these localities? I would venture to guess that Brussels and Germany are quite a little bit busier than let's say Greece. Though I am comparing Greece to Cyprus at this point, right, where I'm located. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I really like this question, Nicola. My journey across all the different countries that I've lived has been actually quite remarkable. I've actually moved. I counted it recently. I moved 34 times in my life, relocated, and often just with a suitcase. But I was in the Netherlands. I was in the west coast of the USA. Also lived in Spain, in Belgium, Germany, and now Greece. And each location has been more than just a geographical transition. It's been a profound cultural exploration. And my move to Greece is actually deeply intentional. My wife is Greek, and we saw an opportunity not just for the personal connection, but also to contribute to the nation's economic recovery after the devastating financial crisis. It wasn't just a relocation, it was also a commitment to support a resilient community rebuilding itself. And what strikes me about my experiences is that while each country has its unique characteristics, the fundamental human experience remains remarkably similar. And the differences often lie in the cultural nuances, lifestyle priorities, and social interactions. And Greece and Cyprus in particular have captured my heart beyond the obvious attractions of excellent weather and the incredible cuisine. What truly distinguishes these places is the people. The warmth, enthusiasm, remarkable resilience are extraordinary. I often illustrate the cultural differences with a coffee anecdote. So in many Western European countries, people drink coffee to work. But in Greece and Cyprus, it often feels like people work to drink coffee, And this simple observation encapsulates profound philosophical difference to me. Focus on life's quality over pure productivity. And this approach to life, where human connection and enjoyment are prioritized, is something I personally deeply admire. And in a world increasingly driven by efficiency and output, the Greek and Cypriot approach reminds us that life isn't just about achieving; it's also about experiencing. And so, my multiple relocations have taught me that while environments change, the capacity for human connection remains constant. And for me, each move has been a chapter of learning, adaptation, and growth.
Wow, awesome. Well, I can't agree with you more on that last point. Having moved from the United States recently to Cyprus, and your coffee example beautifully illustrates the differences in the different localities, geographies, cultures, and things like that. And we still managed to get everything done.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yep. Well, Peter, I wanted to thank you for joining me today and agreeing to do this episode with us. I'm very happy that Amazon Web Services joined us today. You gave us a lot of in-depth information. I think some of the people in our audience will find it very valuable. Like I said, we will have a link to Peter's LinkedIn profile in our materials when we publish, so feel free to reach out to him if you have any questions or have any technological or connectivity needs from Amazon Web Services. Peter, the holidays are coming up, so I wanted to wish you and your family happy holidays. It was a pleasure to meet you in 2024, and I hope we can catch up again sometime next year.
Thank you, Nikolai. It was a real pleasure to me as well. And I wish you, of course, the same. Happy holidays. And let's speak soon.
Thanks so much. Thanks for listening to our latest Finance Feeds podcast episode. For sponsorship opportunities or to become a guest, please email us at info@financefeeds.com.